Hey, we could possibly, not predicting it, can we go on a winning streak? What is up, fans? The Miami Dolphins are hosting the, almost said Oakland, Las Vegas Raiders, coming off of their bye, and the Miami Dolphins coming off a short week, but a victory, and a very good defensive dominant victory. Offense did their part in the second half, but the defense was the big reason why the Dolphins were able to beat that Rams team. Now, this is going to be a big game. I am going to be at this game. So again, if you were like, hey, where can I meet you? I'm going to try to go around and maybe walk around, go to different tailgates. And if you say hey, I'm at this tailgate, I'm not going to walk up to random people's tailgates and be like, hey, do you know me? Because you probably don't. And you're probably get away from me, you strange long man. But I will be at the game, and I will be wearing the same t-shirt I wore on Monday because I'm superstitious. So if you're like, how do I know it's you? I'll be wearing that same shirt that I was wearing on Monday, looking like this, probably have sunglasses on and shorts. But I'm going to try to bounce from, I know where certain tailgates are. I want to say hi. I'll be there probably around 11, hang out for about 2 hours, and the game starts. So I'll be there. And I will post a short telling you I am there. And I will also post on Twitter telling you I'm there. So check for both things if you want to come say hi to my big dumb mug. And I'm going to count how many times I hear, oh, wow, you are really tall. Because I tell people I'm 6'5", and then when they see me in person, they go, you are 6'5". Holy crap. So it's going to be fun. And hopefully we come out of this with a W. So let's break this down. Usual lineup. We're talking injury report. We're talking breakdown. We're talking PFF. 5 things. And I give you my prediction. So let's start with the injury report. We'll start with the Raiders. And as you can see here, they are banged up, but not as banged up. And you see a lot of full practices. So I'm going to just, do a little bit of this and bring it down so you can see me. They have an ankle problem. They got a lot of ankle problems. You have Nate Hobbs, their corner, is dealing with an ankle injury. He didn't practice for 2 days. You have Andre James, who is their center, had an ankle problem. He didn't practice for 2 days. You have Cody Whitehair, ankle problem. He didn't practice for 2 days. And then you have Harrison Bryant, their tight end, had an ankle problem. He was limited. And then you have Colton Miller, their tackle, was limited. Not having Andre James and Cody Whitehair probably is going to hurt them, especially on their offense where they are struggle bus city a little bit. But yeah, they got a little bit of an ankle problem. And Christian Wilkins is still on IR, so he will not be facing his old team. And the Dolphins won't have to be worrying about Christian Wilkins coming up the middle. But we still have to worry about another defender that I will talk about. We will look at the Miami Dolphins injury report. Kaplow. I will do the same courtesy to the Dolphins I did the Raiders, but it's not as small. You can still... Hello. We have Teron Armstead, who is getting rest, did not practice. Same thing with Calais Campbell. So those top 2, don't really worry about it. You have Kendall Fuller, who's in concussion protocol. Probably won't be a go for the Raiders game. Jack Stoll, who is the tight end we claimed off of the Eagles team, their wire. His is other, meaning he just got on the team, so he did not practice. And then you have Julian Hill, went from full to limited, dealing with some type of shoulder nagging. Wrist for Tyreek Hill, he'll be fine, he'll play the game. Alec Ingold limited, hopefully we can get him out there, help with that run game. Robert Jones dealing with a knee injury, did not practice, and then limited is good sign there. Jordan Poyer has rest, so again, he will be limited. Jalen Ramsey popping up with a knee, he is limited. And then you have Isaiah Wynn, who we are getting off of IR, is limited. But I want to reiterate this, and I'm going to keep reiterating it, because people are going to see Jalen Ramsey on there, or they're going to see Tyreek Hill on there, and they're going to freak out. Limited participant, less than 100% of players' normal reps. Jalen Ramsey might be like, hey, my knee's bothering me a little bit today. Okay, take it easy today. Don't stress it. Don't stress it. The only stressful part is Kendall Fuller. That's the only thing on here, and I want to see Alec Ingold back out there. Don't stress it. It's fine. You're fine. Take a breath. Everyone loves you. We're all fine. Okay? So that is the injury report. Now we're going to do the breakdown. And we're looking at our defense versus their offense. To start, our defense is a top 10 defense. If they play like they did on Monday, I have no qualms that they can handle what the Raiders are going to throw at them, because they have the 8th best passing defense. They have the 12th best rushing defense. They have the 17th best scoring defense. They are 30th in sacks, only 14, but they got 4 on Monday. Hopefully we see more of that. Third down defense, they are 3rd. They are very good third down defense. Takeaways, they need to do better. They are 23rd. But you're facing an offense that is 29th. Their passing is 18th. It's not too bad, but their rushing is dead last in the NFL, averaging 76.9 yards per game. Their scoring offense is 25th, averaging 18 points per game. Sacks allowed is 27th. They have allowed 30 sacks per game. So maybe, again, we can get some more sacks and maybe Chop can get his number up there. Third down offense is not good. It is 37th, and they are dead last in giveaways with 19. This is a perfect game for the defense to continue to build off of that Rams game, get interceptions like we did, force fumbles like we did, force sacks like we did. Feed off of this banged up offense. It ain't good. And then we flip it around. We look at the Dolphins offense versus their defense. We have the 20th ranked offense, 25th in passing, 9th in rushing, 30th in scoring, 15th in sacks, which is middle of the pack, 11th in third downs. That's good. And 9th in giveaways. We tend to not turn the ball over that much, or essentially give it away. We're facing a 15th ranked defense. They are 11th in passing, but they are 22nd in rushing defense. They don't have Christian Wilkins. Like I said, their scoring defense is not great. They do give up points with 27.9, and the past 3 games, the Dolphins are averaging about 24 to 25 points per game. Sacks, they are not high up there with sacks, and you think they would be, only getting 17 on the season. They are 28th. Third down offense isn't great, 20th, and their takeaways isn't great, 31st. They don't force turnovers. Little perspective here. When Tua Tagovailoa first came back against the Arizona Cardinals, the offense was ranked 22nd, the pass was ranked 27th, the rush was 11th, and the scoring was 32nd. It is slowly getting up there with Tua back at the helm and having this offense being able to do some better things there. So that is your breakdown on offense and on defense and injury report. So you know what comes up next. Sing it with me. PFFF. Bom, 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 bom. We are looking at our roster, our lineup versus theirs. And as you can see here, Tua is getting up there. Same thing with Devon Achane. No worry here. Waddle and Tyreek Hill need to do a little bit better on the press. You see Kendall Lamb actually had a decent game against Verse, which here and there, because I'd say he struggled at some points, but we have the number 1 tackle and we have the number 4 center. He had that one bad play. Outside of that, he didn't do bad. Jonnu Smith is starting to really, play well for the Miami Dolphins. And again, we still have good receivers. This offense, if they can just get it together, and as Omar Kelly said, they're stuck in third gear. If they can just hit another gear, can be very dangerous, especially facing a defense like this, which again, no offense to the Raiders, outside of Crosby, there's no one really on this defense that is scary. Their corners are all right. Nothing really scary there. And again, they are dealing with injury in the corners position. Their defensive backs, linebackers, this is the only guy that scares the crap out of me. Is Crosby. Outside of Crosby, and that if Wilkins was playing too, I'd be like, wow, we might have a little bit of a trouble. Just run it away from him. Everything away from him. Put 2 guys on him. Just everything away. Away. Just avoid Crosby like the plague. Plain simple. And then we flip it around, our defense versus their offense. Again, their offense isn't great. Gardner Minshew is going to be their starter. They have Matson, who is okay. This is the guy that we really should focus on. Bowers, Myers is pretty decent. He's okay. I think Ramsey will probably be on him most of the time. Outside of that, these guys are okay. But the Dolphins should be able to get pressure on this offensive line. It sucks to see JPJ here with a low rating because I wanted the Dolphins to take him. And Whitehair is dealing with an injury. They have guys that are banged up. You look at our defense, Sealer, the 4th best defensive lineman. Campbell. Sealer's in there. 15th best. Robinson with back-to-back games with sacks. You have Ramsey, the number one corner in the NFL compared to PFF. And a lot of people are saying he's washed, he sucks, this, and that, because he had, one bad game. Javon Holland's out there. Brooks is out there. Walker with the interception. And we have Dotson coming in, but might be that third linebacker. Poyer, I don't know. So our defense should feast off of their offense, like I said, and I talked about statistics. This should be a game where the defense, again, goes into it hard. Pause on that. So now we get into the 5 things that the Miami Dolphins need to do if they want to beat this Raiders team who's coming off a bye but still has to travel across the United States of America. So first on my list, again, it's in no particular order from most important to least important. It's just I'm doing research on their team. I'm looking at how our team is played. How do we win? Where do we focus? Yada, yada. And my number one thing on this list, angry defense. And you might say to yourself, Doug, what the flip are you talking about? Well, we all know what Deshaun Elliott said about the Miami Dolphins and how they're soft and how he focused kind of on the defense and the secondary. And this team is angry. Nick Needham came out and he said exactly whose was soft. Kader Kohu came out and said he's not here for a reason, obviously. I don't know why he would go on a podcast and say anything crazy like that. If that's how he feels, that's how he feels. He could have went on the podcast and said what he wanted to say without trying to throw shots at us. I feel like when he leaves the Steelers and goes to another team, he'll probably do the same thing. I got no respect for it. I didn't think Sean was the toughest guy. He wasn't. He didn't play great for the Dolphins the last year he was here. And again, like he said, that's why he's not here. Javon Holland, who's kind of the leader besides Jalen Ramsey with that backfield, said, I heard he made the comments. I saw the clip. Honestly, man, if you want to call someone out, go ahead and do that and drop names. If you're not naming names, the rest of it is empty. So this defense, which they knew going into the season had this stigma of being soft, couldn't play in the cold, couldn't beat good teams, has now even more bulletin board material, even more fire under their butt to be like, we're soft? You're calling? Okay. Raiders, we apologize for what we're about to do to you. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. I hope this defense comes out angry, pissed, and just wants to show, we'll show you soft. I made a comment on Twitter saying if there are script writers for the NFL, I think it would be the perfect script for them to have the Miami Dolphins make the wild card, and their first wild card opponent is the Pittsburgh Steelers. And after 24 years, we beat the Steelers and showed Deshaun Elliott how tough we really are. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No. Do I think they're script writers? No. But tell me that wouldn't be a great story. Angry defense. And it's not even them. It's not even about Deshaun Elliott either, because Terrell Dotson came out and he said he is pissed about his release from the Seahawks, but added that he always is when he's on the field, said that he's ready to ball wherever needed, defense or special teams. Former Bills teammate Jordan Poyer is helping him get acclimated. So it's not just the secondary. It's not just Needham and Kohu and Javon. Also, Tyler Dodson is pissed because he was the leading tackler for Seattle. He was the leading snap. He had the most snaps on that defense. You saw his PFF grades that I showed you for his time last year, where he was great in coverage, great on rush defense. Overall PFF grade was great, and he got cut. He's pissed off. I hope he gets his chance. He's going to help this Dolphin team out tremendously, absolutely tremendously. So we have an angry defense. Number 2 on this list, I talked about it. You got to target Crosby, and I'm not talking target like shoot at his knees or this or that. Put 2 guys on him. Put, you have Durham Smythe in there. You put Smythe and Lamb on him. Or if he's on the opposite side, I feel comfortable having Teron Armstead on him one-on-one, but you got to take him out. Because I remember when we faced the Chicago Bears, how long ago was that? They had Khalil Mack. So that was a hot minute ago. And I was worried because I think it was Austin Jackson or it was somebody else. I don't remember because it was that long ago. Limited him. You didn't hear Khalil Mack get one sack, and that's what we need to do with Crosby, because Crosby, like I said in the PFF section, he's the only guy on that defense that really scares me. And if we could take him out and really focus away from him, whether it's running the ball to the opposite side he is, or throwing passes or screens to the opposite side he is, or all that stuff, I think, this offense is going to eat up that defense, because their offense is not good, so it's not that big of a worry. It's their defense, and especially Crosby, that if we can focus on him, I think we'll have a good day. That's number 2. Number 3, speaking of their offense, you got to contain Bowers. We had a problem containing tight ends. You saw what the Cardinals tight end did to us. I'm trying to remember his name. I could see him. Torching David Long Jr. McBride. I would get it. See, I saw it. Saw it in my head. Tight ends tend to get us, especially good tight ends, and Bowers is a very good tight end, so he's going to be a big target for Gardner Minshew. Put him on it. You got Dodson in there, throw him on there, because you're going to want to probably blitz Brooks, because he's just so great at that. Throw Dodson out there, or put Javon Holland on him. Don't put Poyer on him. Don't do it. But you got to contain Bowers. Bowers is going to be a big pain in our tuchus. Number 4 on my list, run the ball. They have a very bad rush defense. Their pass defense is pretty good, obviously, because they have the pass rush ability. So run the ball. Continue to run the ball. Now, Raheem Mostert didn't get a carry last week or Monday, because it's still the same week. And I think that has a lot to do with his fumble. Back-to-back games fumbling. They were like, look, we're going to, you're going to play. Obviously, he had a big first down reception for us. But we're going to not hand you the ball that much, because we kind of need this win, and you got a little bit of the yips. So we're going to go in a different direction. Maybe he makes up for it here. Or maybe they stick with the hot hand, and you see Achane, you see Jalen Wright do their thing. We're not facing a defensive front like the Rams, because the Rams apparently have a very good defensive front. We're facing the Raiders. And besides Crosby, and like I said, Wilkins isn't in there, they should be able to move the ball. So run the ball and win. Eat the clock up, score, run the ball, eat the clock up, score, run the ball. That's all I could say about that one. It's pretty self-explanatory. Number 5 thing on my list, a consistent Tua. Tua's game against the Buffalo Bills was great. That is the best he has ever played against Buffalo. We needed first downs, he got them. We needed touchdowns, he got them. If he needed to evade, like that last touchdown to Jalen Waddle, where we needed that to tie the game, he knew it and he got it. Perfect. It was just a great game from Tua against the Buffalo Bills. Cardinals, it was not so great. He had a little bit of the yips. Again, dropping some snaps. He had the high snap that he couldn't grab a hold of. But he still scored when we needed him to, and he still left the field with a 9-point lead. This past game, a little inconsistent. First half was a different Tua than the second half, and he still had that sack that forced a 3rd and 19. So we need a more consistent play out of him. We are home. Again, I'll be there, so don't worry, Tua. I'll be quiet when the offense is on the field. So he should be able to, get it together and really work it with the team. So it's going to be important that we have more consistency out of him, especially if we want to, laugh at the probability and look in the face of it and go on a tear and win some games. Because right now we're 3 games. We got to win at least 7 of the next 8 to get to 10. I don't think they'll get to 11. I don't think they'll drop one. But 9 wins might get you in there. 10, I think, will get you in there. 11, you'll definitely get a wild card spot. So need more consistency out of the man. Definitely more consistency. So that being said, what do I think about this game? Now, the Dolphins haven't won at home since week 1. That's sad. That's sad. We've won 3 games out of the last 9 games. That's also sad. It's also very sad. If we want to continue that momentum, and if we want to continue to have any type of chance or probability of a postseason, we got to beat the teams that we're facing in the next 2 weeks in the Raiders and the Patriots. These are teams that aren't as good as the Dolphins. I don't care what anyone says. You got to beat those teams because then you face the Packers on Thursday night. That's a game where you win that game. All of a sudden, people are like, all right, the Dolphins are sitting at 6-6 right now. They just beat a good Packers team. Should we take this team seriously? So we need to build that momentum, and this is a game where you have to build that momentum. We need a perfect game. Don't play down to your opponent. Put your foot on their throats. Don't take it off. Just beat them. Do I expect the defense to hold them to no touchdowns? Yes. Do I think it'll happen? No. But again, I'd rather be surprised than let down. So I have the Miami Dolphins winning this one 28-14. I think they'll win handedly, and I think they'll be able to take a knee and kind of just get out of there and feel good about this win and get to 4-6 and get very, very close to that 6-6 500 record again and kind of turn the tables. Maybe this is the year where it's flipped, where we struggle in the first half of the season and we go on a tear in the second half. I'm not saying it will, but maybe. I don't know. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Dolphins will beat the Raiders? And again, I will be at the game. So no live stream this week on Sunday because I will be at the game. Maybe I'll do a tailgating live stream or something. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I will see you guys probably tomorrow. I'll give you an update on injuries tomorrow. And then my flight is tomorrow. I'm debating if I'm going to vlog because I'm not going to be down there for too long. So I don't know how much to vlog and how much would be worth it. So we'll see. But I will see you guys there Sunday. But other than that, let's, like usual, stay classy. And fins up.